Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Johnny at Halloween Animatronic Channel, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing. It's been quite some time since I've done a video like this, so we'll see how this pans out, and hopefully it goes well. So this is an item that I recently ordered, and I'll get more into that later. I think we should just jump right into it, so that we don't waste too much time. Like I said, I haven't made a video like this in a while, and that's just because I've been very busy. But I have a little bit more free time on my hands now, and I'm hoping to get more content like this out, depending on how this goes, right? Because it's been quite some time, as I said. All right, so we have this package here. I'm really glad to be making a video like this. I don't know if anyone even likes this type of content anymore, but I thought it was worth a shot. This is not a Halloween item, which I know I'm not living up to my name very well, but more Halloween stuff will be coming. Don't worry about that. Yeah, besides that, not much else to say, so we're almost open here. Let's see. Alright, we've got a little slip that says, "Thank you. Thank you for the order." This is an eBay package. I bought it from eBay. Not really any indication of that. We've got, of course, a lot of plastic bags in here. Very good filler, packed nicely. And let's get this item out. So, plastic bags. And here it is. And it looks to be in pretty good shape, which I am happy about. Alright, sorry, I just blocked the entire view with this junk. Let me get that out of the way, but I'm sure you've already seen what this is, and let me explain myself a little bit here now. So this is an I Love Lucy. Now, if you're a follower of this channel, you may have noticed that I uploaded a video of an I Love Lucy, my old one, which I also still have, about a month or so ago, maybe a little longer. And as I was watching the video and rewatching it, and I went and looked at other ones, I sort of noticed that, like, something was off about mine, and then I realized that mine was missing the hat. And I know that doesn't really sound like that big of a deal, but I like to keep my stuff as close to perfect as possible. Perfection is basically impossible to get, but you can get as humanly close, and I figured that having one without the hat wasn't going to cut it. These things don't go for that much. I might have paid $40 for it, which is not even a bad price. It's got the box and everything, practically new. This is going to have some issues, I'd imagine, because the mechanisms are all string controlled, but that's not a huge issue. Probably fixable, actually definitely fixable, and I will take you along the restoration process. I guess we might as well go ahead and take this out here. Got a little packing slip at the top, which I'll keep. There's also a CD that comes with it. My old one did not have the CD, or if it did, I threw it out. I'll keep this one for the sake of originality. I'm gonna have to get up here. And this one does have the hat. I actually made sure before my purchase that it did. It actually looks to be almost brand new. Stuck in there. Yeah, it's still zip tied on. Alright, we'll get the box out of the way for now. And let's see, like this. No adapter, which I honestly wasn't expecting there to be one. I'll keep the zip ties just in case I ever end up needing them again. And yeah, they're zip tied at the bottom here as well. So I'm going to remove these zip ties, take it out, put some batteries in it, and I'll be right back with you when that's done. Alright, so this is my first test of the item. Let's see how it's working.
Hello, friends. I'm your Vitamin Benjamin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless, guilty at a party? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle, Vitamin Benjamin. Vitamin Benjamin contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, with Vitamin Benjamin, you can spoon your way to health. All you do is take a tablespoonful after every meal. Now you take them. happy. Yeah. Let's try it again. It's so tasty, too. Just like candy. No, once more. It's so tasty, too. It's just like candy. That's got to be fine. You destroyed it. Okay. So why don't you join the thousands of happy people and get a great big bottle of vitamin Benjamin tomorrow? That's Benjamin. Now I'd like to do it once more, this time from It's So Tasty Too. It's So Tasty Too. That's right. It's so tasty too.
Alright, so it's working a lot better than I figured it would. Having a shrink-controlled neck and being stored away for so long. I guess I got a little lucky. I don't know how long this is going to last, but hopefully it will last quite a while, because that would be really great, and I could just hop right into the review. However, we gotta, of course, make sure that the leaning still works, so I'm not sure if that is still functioning, but let's see. Alright, well, it looks like we've got a fully working unit. Hopefully, this lasts well into the review. I've also got another I Love Lucy, which is my old one. I'll throw in the review just as a bonus, since there's not much of a repair to do. I mean, not at all. So, considering that nothing breaks in the meantime, I think I'll do a double review and show you both of them and compare them. Okay, so here are both of my I Love Lucy's. Obviously, the one on the left here, that's my new one. That's in much better condition. Noticeably, you can see, but just in general, you know, it came brand new, so obviously it's in much better shape. But this one was really, I didn't even realize how bad it was. I mean, you can kind of see, I'll get more into that in a second. But yeah, like I said, this one brand new, even came with the DVD. Which is great. I'll keep that in the box. I'll probably never put it in, honestly, but who knows. So obviously, this is one of the pop culture series characters. This is based off of Lucille Ball's character in the TV show I Love Lucy. Her name in the show is Lucy Ricardo, and she's married to this foreign guy named Ricky Ricardo, who has a band. And that's basically the premise of the show. They're married, they have a few kids. It's a pretty funny show. I've watched a few episodes, you know, not my favorite, but I've enjoyed it. So yeah, this was made in 2004, making it one of the last pop culture characters. This is one that you don't ever see on the boxes because this is one of the last ones to be made. In 2004, they were cutting the budget on the pop cultures, so they were making smaller figures. They continued the ones that they already had, but they made miniature versions of the big heads. They did the Christmas version of Dean Martin as well as the regular one. They also did James Brown and Hank Williams Jr., and I believe they tried to do a Louis Armstrong, but that one never made it past the prototype stage. It doesn't exist. So this is a very cool item. My friend, Chris, the Happy Dude 26, in the video that he made of his, In the description, he claims that this is probably the most underrated of all of the pop cultures, which honestly, I can see why he says that. I might actually have to agree with him. This has so many movements. I mean, he also mentioned in the description the real eyelashes, which, yes, the eyelashes are on the top at least real. I don't know about the bottom ones. I can't really tell. Yeah, the bottom ones are real as well. So there's that, which is great. And of course the movements, which is just crazy. I mean, there's 4 movements on this. It doesn't look like it'd move at all, but you'd be surprised. The head turns, the arms both move, and she leans up and down. And like I said earlier, every mechanism inside of this is completely shrink controlled, except for the head. Now the head is a little different because it's just the motors attached to the headpiece, and it has a spring that shoots it back and forth. This one, the spring is faulty. It's probably a little weak because the head does not really work as effectively. It's supposed to stay straight, and then when the motor turns, it goes from one side to the other and then moves back to the center. This one doesn't do that. The head will go wherever because the spring's not kind of keeping it in place. I never even realized that that was the case until I saw how this one was working. And this one is functioning perfectly. I didn't need to do any work to it, which I am happy about. This one, however, years ago, I had to fix the string mechanisms. I believe all 3 of the string mechanisms were bad. It could have been 2 of them. I don't remember the repair that well. It was maybe 5 years ago. So, like I said, there's a huge difference in quality between these two. The box is super beat up on this one. The box is almost in perfect condition. Obviously not perfect, but it's as close to perfect as possible, being that it's over a decade old at this point. This one has the hat and the necklace. I didn't even realize that this one didn't have the necklace. There's no necklace on her. It's missing, and the hat's, of course, missing. Also, the fabric is discolored, which I also never noticed, but it's supposed to be this color. The pink is sort of faded away on this one, unfortunately. And you may be asking, well, what are you going to do? You have 2 now. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I kind of like having 2, but I don't need this one. I'm not going to display it, so I might try to sell it. I'm obviously not going to charge that much for it. It's got its issues. I'll probably charge less than I paid for this one because, like I said, it's got a fair amount of issues, as you can see. Mostly externally. It's working pretty well, as far as I know. We're going to test it again and see if that's the case in a few moments. But as I said, it has its issues. And if I can't, sell this one, I don't know what I'm going to do. Might use it for parts, might just, leave it. I'm not quite sure yet. I also want to add that the leaning on this one, I believe, works better. And I believe the reason for that is that this one's just locked up. I don't think there's any real issue with it. The motor's probably just, it's never been used before. So the motor's been sitting there for years without, any activations at all, which causes it to lock up. I'm surprised it works as well as it does, but it still does not lean as much as this one, from what I can tell. I mean, I might be wrong there. I haven't actually done both of them together yet. So that's pretty much all I have to say about these. I am very close to having the complete pop culture series. I've been working on this for years. I probably started when I was like 12 or 13, trying to get the whole series, and I have one more to get, and that will be coming very soon because I was like, I might as well. I don't display them all because there's so many. The ones I do display are sort of the smaller ones that can fit on that shelf there. So I have the miniatures, and then I also have the Three Stooges over there, and Homer and Ray Charles, which I know aren't in the series, but they're kind of associated characters. So I don't display the whole thing. It's mostly the ones that I've either gotten recently or have enough room to display. The other ones are in storage because I don't have enough room for them with all the things I have now. But I'll probably never be getting rid of them. And when I do get the entire set, I will be making a complete collection video. So stay tuned for that. Alright, enough said. I guess we might as well get to reading the box. So here we have Collector's Edition animated figure. Lucy reenacts her commercial for Vitamita Vegemin from episode 30. Head, arm, and body movement animate this classic routine. And I want to add, actually, sorry, I'm talking way too much, but I want to add that basically the idea is that she's drinking this medicine that she's advertising, and she's getting more and more, basically drunk off of it, and she's trying to hide it. It's pretty amusing, I will say, but by the end of it, she's just a total wreck. And they did a really good job on animating this to make it seem exactly as it did in the show. It is slightly different, but as good as it possibly could be, you know, for an early 2000s Gemmy item. They really put a lot of effort into these things, I gotta say. So this came from KB Toys. KB Toys recommends Energizer batteries. I'm glad it has that sticker too. I kind of like the, you know, it's sentimental to have that. KB Toys isn't around anymore, but they used to sell all these things. All right, here we've got I Love Lucy, episode 30, Lucy does a TV commercial. DVD included, includes bonus DVD of episode 30, Lucy does a TV commercial, pop culture series. All right, next we'll read the side of the box. I think it's the same things. Yeah, it says, same as before, pop culture series 4, AA batteries, which I have in both of them. Brand new batteries, so they should be working great. And there's that. She has the same sign there that she had in the show, Vitamita Vegemin for Health. All right, and next up, I'm going to read all of this because I think giving you a little background on the character itself might be interesting. You can skip this part if you want, but I will give this a shot. It is a lot to read, but Lucille Ball, a brilliant redhead with comedic grace and a vibrantly expressive face, won the hearts of millions with her 1950s TV show, I Love Lucy. More than 50 years later, fans throughout the world still love Lucy. One of the best-loved episodes of all, Lucy Does a TV Commercial, was anything but unpopular. In an era when primetime lovebirds slept in separate beds, Lucy Ricardo's drunken debacle became a landmark in television history. The plot was simple. Unbeknownst to Ricky, Lucy tricks her way into the starring role in a television commercial. Her job is to sell a magical elixir for those that pop out at parties and are unpopular. As she takes sip after sip of Vitamita Vegemin in several rehearsals, she becomes visibly intoxicated, flubs her lines, and spills the potion everywhere. The challenge for most actors would have been the convincing portrayal of progressive intoxication. Lucille Ball, however, was not like most actors. Her flawless performance is still hailed as genius and is compared to the classic silent film routines that established a new era in comedy. Now, real quick, I want to add. So last year, in my senior year of high school, we took a pop culture class, or I did. It was a really interesting class, and I'd never actually seen the episode of this where, you know, she does this commercial. We actually watched the full episode in that class one day, and I gotta say, it was entertaining. I understand why this is such a popular routine, and in the show, you can watch clips of it. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. She's making, like, really expressive faces and things like that. In this item, obviously, the head just spins around, which is that's not what she actually does in the show, but it's interesting how they sort of translated it so that it packs the same punch. Anyway, we'll continue here. I Love Lucy ran for 6 seasons, beginning in October of 1951, and was ranked #1 for most of those seasons. TV programs in the 1950s were still evolving from traditional entertainment, and the transitions from Broadway, radio, and vaudeville were not always seamless. I Love Lucy, in contrast, was one of the first definitive television shows setting the studio stage for generations of sitcoms to come. Honored with more than 200 various awards and 5 Emmys, I Love Lucy is currently syndicated in more than 80 countries. I Love Lucy was broadcast in shades of gray, but TV viewers have no doubt that their beloved Lucy was a fiery redhead. Her antics on screen and dedication and work ethic off-screen were a powerful combination. As Lucy Ricardo, Lucille Ball has graced us with her magical humor and charm for over 50 years, ensuring a welcome place in our living rooms for generations to come. Gemmy's Pop Culture Series, own an original. So this is cool. It has a sticker there that says 2004. I'm not sure what it's covering up. Actually, I could check the other box. Let's see. So this says 2004. I'm not sure why the other one is covered up. It's the same thing, I believe. Yeah, it says the exact same thing on both. And then actual item may vary slightly from photo. So anyway, let's move on to, well, I guess we'll show the other side of the box here. Both sides are the same. And I believe that's all. So I think it's time to actually show the item. I've been talking for a while. I'm sorry. But I wanted to make this an interesting video. I thought I might as well do something a little unique. So here it is. There's 3 segments. I'm going to show all 3 of them, and then we'll compare the 2.
Hello, friends. I'm your Vitamita Vegemin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless, guilty at a party? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle, Vitamita Vegemin. Vitamita Vegemin contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, it's so tasty too. It's so tasty too. That's right. It's so tasty too. Just like candy. You know, this stuff tastes pretty good once you get used to it.
Alright, this is where she starts leaning, so I'm going to move it a little forward so she doesn't knock
I'm your
herself
better
over.
little Benjamin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you sleep out of parties? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little hour. Vitamins contain vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, well, being a vitamin, you can spoon your way to health. All you have to do is take a big tablespoonful after every meal. It's so tasty, too. Tastes like candy. Honest. So why don't you join the thousands of unemployed people and get a great big bottle of Maya Meter Measurement? Remember that name. Maya Measurement. Huh?
Would you mind doing it just once more, please?
Oh, no, sir. Me perfectly all right.
Thank you. Now we're going to time it this time. You ready? Go.
You know, you're awfully nice.
Thank you. Would you go ahead, please?
Are you tired now, Whistler? Do you come out of practice? Are you unpopular? Are you? The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle. Vitamin. That's it. Vitamin contains vitamins, meats, and vegetables and minerals. So why don't you join the thousands of happy people and get a great big bottle of you have to take a whole tablespoonful after every meal. It's so tasty, too. Just like candy. So everybody get a bottle of big stuff.
Alright, so I don't know if you saw that, but the head did like move a little while she was doing the activation. That's just because of the spring in there. I had it like facing forward. Like I said, it's supposed to be facing forward like that. I don't know. The spring's weak on that, and it doesn't quite do that like that one does. It's not, you know, possessed or anything and moving its head on its own. It's just a spring, you know, it moves back and forth. I mean, hopefully it's not possessed, but, you know, if it is, doesn't matter. You know, this is my second one, so it's not as important. And with that being said, I guess we might as well show this one too. I'll just go through probably the first two just to show all the movements. I don't think it's necessary to show. Actually, on the third activation, we'll show both of them together. I think that's fair enough. And I'll get some close-ups of it. So, anyway, here's this one.
Hello, friends. I'm your better little Benjamin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless? You keep out of parties. Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems
fine. You just go ahead.
Okay. So why don't you join the thousands of happy couple people and get a great big bottle of vitamin vitamin tomorrow? That's vitamin.
Now I'd like to do it once more, this time from It's So Tasty Too.
It's so tasty too.
That's right.
It's so tasty too. Just like candy. You know, this stuff tastes pretty good once you get used to it.
Right, as you can see, the head actually does move a little bit more on this one. The spring works better on that one. I guess it doesn't move as much. It does also sound quieter. I wonder if the volume control's all the way up. It is. So this one, I guess the speaker's a little quieter. Not sure exactly what the deal is with that, but this one definitely sounds louder. I mean, it could just be me, but you're going to get to see the leaning a little bit more on this one. As I said, it's not locked up, so it does move quite a bit more. Anyway, here it is.
Hi, friends. I'm your vitamin vitamin girl. I'm just tired, run down, listless. Do you keep out of parties? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little house. Vitamin vitamin. Vitamin contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, with vitamin vitamin, you can spoil your little health. All you have to do is take a big tablespoonful after every meal. It's so tasty, too. Tastes like candy. Honest. So why don't you join the thousands of happy couple people and get a great big bottle of Minor Meter Measurement? Remember that name. Minor Meter.
Alright, now we're going to play both of them together.
Hi, friends.
So let's line them up, and all right, here they are back to back. I'm gonna get some close-up views of them so you can see. It's like you can see that there's really a big difference in in condition here. It's all like the collars are yellowed and stuff like that on this one. I don't know how that happened. I mean, when I bought it, it's been like this ever since. So I don't think it was me, but it could have been the previous owner kept it somewhere that it wasn't supposed to be, and it just aged poorly. But it could have also just been general aging, not exactly sure. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get them both at the same time.
Would you please go
Alright, yeah, that was pretty annoying. No, I mean, it's still cool. Very good item. I love it. I'm happy to have this one. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but both of them are very nice. There's some slight differences, obviously, cosmetically between them, but nonetheless, I like them both a lot. This one I've had for the longest time, 5 or 6 years counting. This one I just opened up. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching this. This was a longer video, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'm going to be making hopefully more stuff like this soon. They do take quite a while to make, and editing is going to be, I already know, it's going to be a little difficult. But aside from that, I really do enjoy making content like this, so if you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe. I mean, you don't really have to if you don't want to. I don't really care. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Wait, this would probably be a better way to do it. Oh, shit.